Up and at 'em, everybody. Hank and Big Ben with you. It is Tuesday. That means that we are joined by Nancy Cahalen from the Better Business Bureau. Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to our great friends at the Oddfellows Home and their golf tournament. They do a lot of great work in the community. Their golf tournament is coming up on Monday. You can go to oddfellowshome.com. Still time to get signed up. And put this on your calendar as well. Their first annual Oktoberfest beer tasting and buffet. This is going to be happening at the Oddfellows Home, 104 Randolph Road, from 5 until 9 p.m., and that's going to be happening on Saturday, October 14th. Cool idea, and you can take a look at the Oddfellows Home at the same time. All right, it is Tuesday. That does mean that Nancy Cahalen from the Better Business Bureau is here to talk to us about some of the scams that are going on out there, and is nothing sacred. Sunday was Grandparents' Day, and who is it that the scammers love to prey on? Older Americans. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it's so sad. But the reason isn't because they're more susceptible. The reason is they've got more money. So at that stage in life, they've accumulated more money and they have a lot more to lose. So they're often targeted by con artists, and they don't ask for help until it could be too late. So we need to be alert and look for the warning signs of fraud. There could be something already going on, and we need to, see something, say something. So if you see that your grandmother is getting a lot of unusual calls from people, they're offering valuable rewards or asking for charitable donations, that's a sign that fraud could easily occur or may have already occurred. So we just need to be alert, and this is a great time of year. There are a lot of holidays. We're visiting neighbors, relatives, and just be more alert to what's happening in their home.
Yeah, I wonder, Nancy, if sometimes it's even just that they're home to answer the phone a little bit more. And I've heard that sometimes, that phone rings and you haven't talked to anybody for a little while, and at least here's somebody on the other end who's gonna give you some sort of a sob story or whatever that the scam is going to be, and you're kind of happy in the beginning to have somebody to talk to, and still all of a sudden you're not able to pay your bills because the guy's draining you dry.
Oh yeah, it's a familiar story. So our older adults, they're raised in a time when people were kind and polite and and trusting, and maybe now just try to get a phone call through to a young person. They've got call blockers on. They don't answer. They don't listen to your voicemails. So it's harder to get through to them. And you're absolutely right. Another thing is that they're generous, and donations are a way that a lot of these fraudsters get money from older adults. They have charity names that are similar to things that are on the up and up. So it's really important that we all check and make sure that these charities are authentic before we make a donation. So if we see unfamiliar payments being made, checks written to unfamiliar or out-of-state companies or charities, that's a red flag too, and it's something we might want to have a conversation about. If they're acting secretively about phone calls, that's another red flag. When someone hides or acts secretively about phone calls or messages, that could signify they've been engaged with a scammer. Scammers often, they want to separate you from other people. They want to say, don't talk to anybody about this. This is just for you. Don't trust anybody about this opportunity. So they're trying to separate you from other people that might have a different view of what this opportunity is. And unfortunately, we also need to be alert about a sudden problem that they might have in paying bills or buying food, or this is a sudden lack of funds could mean that their money's been drained already by some form of scam. It was a number of years ago, but it was right here in Holden that a woman lost $400,000 to a scammer, and the way her family found out was she was unable to pay the mortgage. So he just drained all of her resources, and it was so sad. And it was all these things. If someone had been kind of more alert, they might have picked up on it ahead of time.
Yeah, I mean that it really is so sad. I mean, just the things that you said, that they're kind of hiding the phone call in some cases, and then all of a sudden, you have that problem paying your bill. All right, how do we make sure that we're watching out for these scams and protecting ourselves as best we can?
Well, one big one to watch out for is phone fraud. There's so much imposter phone fraud going on, and this time of year that we get a lot of messages from Medicare, because it's the time for open enrollment and you can make changes. So a lot of these scammers will spoof Medicare numbers or other government agencies. So you can't trust what it says on your phone, because the scammers can make it come up to say anything that they want to. And if you do get a call out of the blue, I would say don't answer it. Let them leave a message, and then check it out and make sure that it's on the up and up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the phone fraud, I mean, other red flags that are out there as well?
Yeah, so most scammers, they use the same common tactics to get the money of older adults as any other age group. They offer free or low-cost deals. Everybody wants to save money. They request for unusual payment types like prepaid debit cards or wired funds. They make claims that you only pay the postage or administrative fees on free trials and things like that. They apply pressure, very aggressive tones, and sometimes people just go along with it just to get them off the phone because they're a little afraid. There are no surefire investment opportunities, and that's something, too, that we have to be watchful of. And, again, the charities. So we want to make sure they're authentic charities and that the money that you give the charities goes directly to the victims. So those are things that we should all be looking for.
Oh, I hate that people can be bullied into this, that somebody has just got you on the line and they just know how to work you so well, and then they take that aggressive tone and you end up doing what it is that they want, even if there's a little voice inside you that says, I don't know. I mean, I guess this is part of it, right? I mean, and I see some of the ones that are out there now, Nancy, where when you are older, there are some things that probably sound like it's a good idea. I mean, you may not be able to do everything around the house anymore that you need. So I mean, there's more ways in which an older person may be contacted by a scammer, depending on what that scam is.
Absolutely, it's very important that they hire only trustworthy licensed contractors. You can turn to BBB for some guidance there. Older adults, as you said, they often need extra help, and so they're more apt to be hiring someone, a handyman or someone to assist in updating or just taking care of maintenance, home maintenance. I heard a story about a paver in New Hampshire that was a scam artist, and they actually drove the senior citizens to the bank to get the money. These seniors were very afraid of these kind of tactics. So we just need to be mindful of your neighbors and your relatives.
Yeah, I mean, some of it is if it's too good a deal, it probably is. Some of just the old ones that we have that make sure that it's just people that you trust in things. But boy, these are tough. Anything else that kind of jumps out on us here that we should do to guard ourselves?
Well, As with all consumers, that you need to guard your personal information carefully. And so if someone gives you a call and they're asking for your Social Security number or your Medicare number or something like that, don't give it. You need to contact whoever it is. If they say they're an insurance company or whoever they say, through a method that you can trust, that either on the back of the card you have, or through a directory search, to make sure you're calling the actual number for that agency or that company, and before you give them any of your personal information. That's one thing that, especially these Medicare frauds, they're trying to get the Medicare number, and then they can bill all kinds of equipment and stuff to your Medicare account. So it's something that we all have to watch out for. And if you need some help, call the Better Business Bureau, and we'll be happy to help you vet that contractor or other company to make sure that they're really on the up and up, and you're not being scammed.
Absolutely. And bbb.org, the best place to go to find out some information?
There's tons of information at bbb.org, or call me directly and I'll connect you with the person that can help you best. My number is 508-552-0350.
Very good. Nancy Cahalen, President and CEO, Better Business Bureau, serving Central and Western Mass, Northeastern Connecticut. It was great to talk to you this morning, Nancy. Thank you.
Great to talk to you, too. Bye-bye.